Most producers will never make real money, not because they lack talent, not because they don't work hard enough, because they're running a hobby disguised as a business and they don't even know it. And I know because I was one of them. I spent years making beats, posting them, hoping to find the right person that would just find them, wondering why the income never matched the effort. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what changed everything for me. And I'm telling you right now, whether you are a music producer or not, whether you sell beats or sell something else entirely, what I am about to share applies directly to what you are building. Stay with me, this one is going to hit different. The gap between a broke producer and a paid producer is not talent. It's never talent, it is strategy. Let me start with the first and most important lesson I ever learned about this business. And it is the one that took me way too long to figure out. Selling beats cheap does not make you more money, it makes you less. This is coming from a guy that sold his beats at $5. Times were hard. I spent years thinking that lower prices, more sales meant more income. That logic sounds right until you do the math. Let me give you the exact numbers. If you sell a beat for $25, you need 40 sales to make $1,000. 40 separate transactions. 40 separate people who need to find you, trust you, and buy from you. And here's the thing, you could say, well, what if I have different types of licenses or people buy multiple beats? That can happen. Yet ask yourself this, how often does that happen for you right now? Now, if you price that same beat at $250, you only need 4 sales. 4 versus 40, same $1,000. Different energy, different caliber of artists, different level of respect in every conversation. I remember the exact moment this clicked for me. Had a producer friend who was moving more volume than me, more sales, more transaction, more hustle. He was making less money than I was. Once I raised my prices, he could not understand it. The math was simple. Volume is not the same as value. And in the creative business, volume at low prices will burn you out before it builds you up. Here is what raising your prices actually does. It filters your audience for you. When I raised my prices, the tire kickers disappeared. The people who wanted something for nothing stopped reaching out. And the serious artists, the ones with budgets, with vision, with real projects, those are the people who started showing up in my inbox. Your price is not just a number, it is a signal. It tells the market exactly what kind of producer you are before they even hear a single beat. If you are sitting on a beat store right now with $25 leases, wondering why you are not getting the right artist in your inbox, I want you to think about what signal your price is sending, because the market does not set your value. You do. And whatever number you put on your work is the first thing every potential buyer sees before they decide whether you are worth their time. Let me give you the second thing that changed everything for me. Your beat store is not your business. It is one door into your business. I see producers everywhere treating their BeatStars page or their Airbud page like it is the entire company. It is not. It is a storefront. One storefront. The real business is your brand, your positioning, your audience, and your authority. When brands like Amazon and Coca Cola reached out to work with me, they did not find me on a beat store. They were not browsing BeatStars looking for a producer to partner with. They found a brand, a personality, a creator with a clear identity, and an audience that trust him. That is what gets you paid at a level that beat sales alone won't reach. Think about it this way, a beat store is a transaction, a brand is a relationship. Transactions pay you once, relationships pay you forever. And the producers who are winning at the highest level are not just selling beats, they are building brands around their beats, their personality, and their perspective. That is the business. The beats are just the proof of what you can do. The brand is what gets you in the room. I want you to think about one producer you know who is genuinely winning right now. Not just making beats, actually building a career. I guarantee you that person has a presence beyond their beat store. They have a social media identity, they have a point of view, an audience that follows them as a person, not just as a producer. That is not an accident. That is strategy. It is the same strategy I applied to go from a producer with a page to a brand that companies are paying premium money to be associated with. Here is the third shift. This one is the move that separates producers who grind forever from the ones who build something that works for them. I stopped chasing artists and started building authority. Every single producer I know who is struggling is doing the same thing. Cold messaging artists on Instagram, posting type beats, hoping the algorithm finds them someone, running ads to cold audiences who have never heard of them. That is outbound. And outbound is exhausting. It is a treadmill. You stop running and everything stops running with it. The move is inbound. You build content that demonstrates your expertise. You build a presence that attracts the right people. You become the go to person in your lane, and the right artists, the right brands, the right opportunities come to you. That is how I personally went from chasing to being sought. That is how I went from $25 leases to premium licensing deals. That is how I turned my beats into a business instead of hoping my beats would somehow become one. Here's the practical way to start building that authority right now. Document what you know. If you're a producer, you have knowledge that aspiring artists and other producers would pay to learn. Start sharing that knowledge on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, not giving everything away for free, but giving enough that people see you as the expert in the room. The content becomes your inbound engine. It works while you sleep. It reaches people you would never find through cold outreach, and it builds a level of trust that no ad spend can replicate. I want to leave you with this. Because this is the thing I wish someone had told me years ago when I was grinding and wondering why the income never matched the effort. You are not just a producer, you are a business. And every business needs three things to grow: a product worth paying for, a brand that signals quality, and a system that brings the right people to you. The beats are the product, your positioning and your content are the brand. And the authority you build over time is the system. Get all three working together, and you will never chase another artist again. The right people will find you, they will pay your prices, and they will tell others about you. That is how you build something that lasts. That is the blueprint. If this gave you something real and you want more of this every single week, subscribe. I drop new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will see you in the next one.